Going to understand the Leetcode today problem in the daily contest. It is 3375. The minimum operations to make an array equals a values equals to k, right? So the statement is saying you are given an integer array nums and an integer k. An integer h is called valid if all the values in the array that are strictly greater than h are identical. Means all the values that we have given in the array should be greater than h, right? Greater than the given value are identical. For example, if our number nums, you can say array, we have 10 8 10 8, right? So our valid integer is h is 9 because all the nums at I should be greater than 9, right? are equal to are equal to 10, you can say. But 5 is not a valid integer because if you say 9, the nums at I is greater than 9, means 10 is there, right? So we can say 9 is a valid integer, but 5 is not, because all the elements in the array is not greater than 5, right? It is less than, sorry greater than, but the 5 is not greater than, right? You can say it's not greater than the 5, you can say, right? So the closely we can say that nums at I is greater than 9 are equal to 10, so h is equal to 9 is valid. Okay, means closely you can say strictly greater, you understand, strictly greater, that is called strictly greater. It is greater than 5 also, but it is not strictly greater than, right? So you are allowed to perform the operations on nums select an integer h that is valid for the current value in the nums for each index I, where nums at I should be greater than 5, or h, valid integer, and set nums at I to h, and then we have to return the number of operations required to make every elements in the nums equal to k. If it is impossible to make all the elements equal to k, return -1. So you pause this video and go for the statement, read again, and then come to these examples. So as you can see in example nums we have given, for example 1 5 2 5 4 4 5, right? And k is 2. So the strictly, if you talk about the strictly, right? So only what values we have given here, valid integer 4 and 2, right? So the operation can be performed in order using the valid integers is 4 and 2, right? Similarly, if we'll talk about 2 and 2, the strictly greater is what? We do not have any elements here, right? And so it is impossible to make all the values equal to 2, right? Because there is no element. You have to read this statement again from here to here, right? So an integer h is called valid if all the values in the array that are strictly greater than h are identical. So you have to closely see these values and then say the valid integer, why valid integer h is 9, right? Because all values are greater than 9, right? But if you talk about 5, it is not valid. Why it is not valid? It is because it is not a strictly greater, right? Similarly, if you talk about this value, how many values is possible here? So the operation can be performed here using the valid integer in the order 7 5 3 and 1, right? So we can say there are 4 outputs are there. So it's very easy problem, right? You can write a hash set, right? And over the loop, right, you can go through all the elements, check if k is less than 3. If it is less than 3, means there is no element, return -1. Otherwise keep adding into the set and return the size of this element. Okay, so you will have the number of elements that we have here. You can say number of operations is there. And so that's all for today. And if you talk about the you can say time complexity and space complexity is O of n, right? Because we are going through all the elements of the array. And if you talk about the space complexity, it become O of n, because we are also storing some of the elements which is nearby O of n elements, right? All the elements. So that's all for today, guys. And if you have any doubt, please ping me in the comment box, and I hope you will enjoy this video. Thank you for watching this video.